Hey everyone, this is Ben, and welcome to one of our first episodes of the Gumby Gear Review. And I've been talking about it all week, and I'm about done loading out the camper. All I've got to do is recharge the batteries, do some last minute, put my bags in, load out the truck with some food, tie down, put the spare tire in. But it is a sunny day, and I would have gone camping this weekend, but I forfeited that. I would have done a camping video on the Semper Gumby channel, my other channel. But we are going to test the solar power panels today. In fact, what you see behind me is a couple of solar power panels, one from Bouge RV, the other one's from All Powers, and they're about 100-watt solar panels. One of them is a solar power blanket that folds out in the size of a laptop. The other one's a foldable, actually folds up into a 140-watt solar power panel. And then of course I've got the 100-watt on the roof. Now in the front of the camper, I do have a lithium battery in here, and basically, I've got another solar power controller, and we are going to hook that up to that lithium battery and charge it while the sun's out. So let's go check it out. Well, first thing we're going to do is going to make sure all the wires and everything is all hooked up, because when we go to Stark, Florida, there's no electrical sites, so we're going to rely on the sun. And I was checking the weather, and part of Saturday, they're calling for thunderstorms. So I'm going to have to make sure everything's topped off. So I'm going to show you my setup in the camper, and I'm a big believer in redundancy, so I'll have a lot of power coming with me between my Blue Eddies and my batteries. I'm not worried of not having electricity. So come on in, let's check this out. So this right here is my Red Audio 12-volt 100-amp battery, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to hook up the solar power controller to the battery using all it is just a 12-volt controller, positive and negative. So let's go ahead and hook this thing up. Make sure your master control switch is off. Pretty simple. I mean, these 12-volt systems are pretty much plug and play. And it never fails. As soon as you start recording video or whenever you want to record, there's always a distraction. For me, someone decides to walk their dog. And when they do that, Hoku will detect it and starts barking. So I've got to wait and pause. Yes, that's Hoku. I had to put her in the house. Never fails. I got my terminals all hooked up to this Red Audio 12-volt battery. Now the Wanderer solar charger controller, this one you have to input it manually, what kind of battery. So you have green, orange, red, and blue indicators. So this is a lithium iron phosphate, so I wanted the blue for Li, which is lithium iron phosphate, and you got to manually input it. So I went down to blue. So right now it's on the blue. So we're going to hook up the All Powers first to see how it works. I don't have an indicator or a wattage for this battery, so we're just going to have to play it by ear. I'll bring out one of my power stations when we hook up the Bouge RV, and we'll get an indicator with that. If you look at the solar power controller, The PV is for the solar power coming in. We do not have a monitor on this, but you do see that green light that's blinking. That means it's telling me that power is coming in to the controller and then going to the battery. So we are charging the battery right now. So this right here is the Bouge RV Paso 100. They call this a solar power blanket. It's 100 watt. And we're gonna hook it up to the Bluetti AC 180P, the 1400 watt hours, 1800 watt power station right over there by the van. So let's head over there. So what we did is we're going to simulate like we're at Florida. I place the Bouge RV solar blanket on the roof and ran the cables to the Bluetti AC 180P in the truck. And right now, let's check out what kind of power we're getting. Okay, gang, I apologize for the bad light, but right now we're pulling in about 50 watts, and I guess, well, that ain't 44, between 45 and 50 watts. So I guess that ain't too bad for a 100 watt solar panel. So the solar power from Bouge RV is putting about 50 watts input to the Bluetti. Now this cooler from Set Power draws about 30 to 40 watts of power. So it would be self-sustaining if I had it hooked up straight up to the solar power, and it wouldn't drain the Bluetti at all. In fact, it'd be charging about 10 watts. So that was just an overview of how solar panels work, whether you use a solar power controller or if you have a power station. Now just be aware, now solar panels are relevant to the conditions of the weather. Now a 140 watt solar panel, you know, you're not going to get a true 140 watt. If the sun's cloudy like right now, the sun went away, obstructions from trees, you know, just be aware that you're not going to get the full 140 watt or the full range of the solar power panel. And it may take a couple hours, it may take all day, so just be aware of that. But they're a great way to get free energy from the sun. So anyway, you got any comments or questions, just pop them in the comments below. I appreciate you checking out the Gumby Gear Review channel, and check out the Semper Gumby channel as well, as we are going to be camping at the Save in Stark, Florida this weekend. You know, so just always remember, you know, on your bottom right hand screen, go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I appreciate you guys stopping by, and we'll see you on the next gear review. I'm Ben, and Gear Review channel out.